Good evening, everyone. And I warmly welcome every one of you who are here to participate the introductory session that we are conducting for the professionals class, Advanced Spoken English for Professionals class, Group 7. So from today onwards, like from next week onwards, we are going to conduct classes. So today I'm here to give you a clear idea about the course, what we are going to do here, and what sort of experiences, what sort of activities, what sort of lessons, and what exactly is the course content. So I will be going through that today. And if you all have any questions, please don't hesitate. You can send your questions on the Zoom chat. And also, please understand today it's an introductory session, so I can't allow every one of you to speak in the class. So I have allowed you to send your questions on the Zoom chat. So if you have any concerns, you can send them on the Zoom chat and I'll be able to answer your questions. Okay, so some of y'all might have not heard about me before. So let me give a brief introduction on myself. So my name is Teja Nanayakkara and I'm currently working as the spoken English lecturer and also as the managing director of Online A Plus Tutor. And I have completed my bachelor's in LLB at Liverpool John Moores University and I'm currently reading for a master's. So those are the areas that I'm currently working in. And yes, in psychotherapy and counseling. So those three are the areas that I'm currently working with. And anyway, so speaking about the candidates for the class, now most of y'all, some of y'all, I think, talked to me over the phone, and y'all had this question: is this the ideal class for me? Right? So I have listed out some of the professions in the advertisement itself, and y'all have gone through and you all have talked to me. But the students who are here for the very first time and who does not have that much of an idea about what this class is about, so this class is actually for professionals. But even if you are not engaged in a profession, still, if you feel like you need to maybe improve the fluency of your language, you can still join this class. Even though you are not a professional, if you are an undergraduate student, maybe after A levels, who is actually looking forward to going university, y'all can also join this class. So any person who can speak English up to a certain extent, who is good enough with the basics, y'all can join this class and increase the fluency of your language. So one more thing now, most of the undergraduates are facing this difficulty now. Most of you all are from local schools, I mean like government schools. So when you get into university, all the lectures are conducted in English. Mostly the language is English. And even the professionals, even the graduate students, once you like go into the real life, when you have to work with, you know, international companies and all that, you find it really difficult to communicate. So that is one objective actually. So what I'm trying to do here is to make you familiar with the language and to break that barrier, the language barrier that you have. So specifically in this class, we'll be taking you through 10 weeks of practice. So this is a 2.5 month course. So that is 10 weeks. So from starting from next week, we are conducting the class on Tuesdays from 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. So if there's any change of the day or the date time, I'll be informing you. But still, we don't have any changes. We have decided on this particular day. So, and one more thing, some of y'all can understand the language, but you have this fear of speaking the language. So I will be taking you through several activities. Now, when you from next week onwards, some of y'all have already paid the course fee and have enrolled, but the students who are coming here for the very first time, y'all, like I will give you an outline about the course. Now, in this particular course, I'm more like um, looking at the conversation or the practical part of the language. Now, there's no need to do theory all the time because you have to be prepared, you have to be trained in order to face real life situations. So, how do we actually get into a conversation? How do we speak the language fluently without any mistakes? And also, how do we speak the language confidently. That is again another one important aspect when you speak a foreign language. Now, when you speak in Sinhala, you don't have that. You are always confident enough because you know what you are speaking about. But when you speak in a foreign language, you have this like will I like make mistakes here? Is this tense correct? So I will be, training you in order to learn the concept properly, accurately, and then use it in a real life situation. And most of y'all ask whether y'all get the chance to speak in the class. And one more thing I'd like to remind you here, all these 10 sessions are live sessions. So unlike in other spoken English classes, they are, most of them are, just playing recordings. But here I will be doing 10 live sessions with you. You will be able to speak in the class. So I will be giving you individual chances to speak in the class. And sometimes I will be grouping you, sort of two students at once, and then you will be able to practice conversations as well. And some students have asked whether this class is conducted in Sinhala. As this is named as the Advanced Spoken English for Professionals class, I won't be using that much of Sinhala, because if you need to learn the language from basics itself, this is not the ideal choice for you. This class is for the students who can speak in English up to a certain extent, who can understand up to a certain extent, and mostly the professionals who are willing to shape up the language. Mostly when you in an office environment, when you talk to your superiors, maybe when you draft an email, when you write a report, I know most of you all have this writing issue also. In this class, I'm mostly looking into the spoken part, but in between, if you have any issues with email writing, actually I have prepared one session on email writing, especially for these business email phrases and how do we compose an email according to that specific purpose. So I will be taking you through that, especially this one. So business email phrases that you can use. So today, actually, I won't be teaching a lesson sort of. I'll just give you a brief outline of what this is, right? So I will be taking you through several parts of this. Now, how do you start an email? How do you end one? And when you speak, I mean, when you write an email or else when you compose an email, according to the person that you are addressing, the tone should be different. Is it, someone that you know? Or else is it someone whom you are contacting for the very first time? So the first impression is really important in any case, right? So even when you start speaking to your superior and even at a job interview, your personality matters, your language skills matter. All of these as a collective is a better example. Like if you are maybe, let's say most of you all have this issue, I know you have personally contacted me on this. When you get this chance to maybe deliver a speech in a huge, like in front of a large audience, you have this phobia sort of, right? So how do you get rid of that? So in this particular spoken English course, I will be taking you through those activities as well, where you can freely speak. So first of all, in this particular class, I will be, taking one by one and maybe asking questions, right? So then you can freely talk about that. And as a collective, I know all of you have more or less the similar weaknesses. So in this, we are actually working as a group. So you can talk to your colleagues, and in the class also, in the live session, I'll be taking maybe 2 by 2, where you can like really practice conversations. Now, for example, now if we take a situation as in like conversation at a bank, maybe you are going to apply for a credit card. So when you take this conversation, you have those exact specific words that you have to use in a bank, or to specifically point out, to speak about this applying for a credit card situation. So exactly what are the words that you need to know? So just like that, from situation to situation, there are a particular word list, like sort of words that you need to know. So in almost all the conversation, at the end, I have attached a vocabulary guide. So I will be explaining it to you during the class. And afterwards also, you can refer the recording over and over again. And one more thing that I'd like to remind here, some of y'all had asked whether you get the recording. So yes, even if you join the live session or not, even if you miss it, you still get the recording of every week's class. Like the session's recording, you get it along with the note. So you can refer it, you can practice, and also you can listen to your own conversation, right? How have I done this? What are the mistakes that I have made? So you could self-study also. You could look into your past conversations. How have you presented it? And you can learn from those mistakes as well. And talking about the language, there are like sort of 4 main things that you have to be considering. First one is vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, right? So all of these has to be there. And one more thing, now most of y'all, even when you speak, like some of y'all actually spoke to me in Sinhala. අපිට ඒ අවස්ථාවට එන වචන එකපාරට එන්නේ නැහැ, right? So ගොඩක් අය ඒ වගේ කතා කරලා කිව්වා. So what am I going to do there? So exactly, now I will be taking particular situations in which you can, speak. And then I will be teaching you the set of words, exact set of words that you need to know in order to face that particular situation. So in these classes, not only about the topic that we are discussing, I will be giving you new words that you can study and keep it in mind. Right? Now, when you take these email phrases, there are exact specific phrases according to the purpose of the email. Now, if you are writing to request something, if you are writing to inquire, there are specific words that you need to know. And also, especially you have this, mostly in the professionals class that I have come across, some of y'all have this issue with the tenses. And I think 1 or 2 students still mentioned that when they were talking to me. So don't worry about that. I will be doing one session on all the 12 tenses, 4 conditionals, modal verbs, and also passive voice. If you need, I can do one on reported speech also as a collective, because you really need them. Now, causative sentences, that is also one important thing that you have to keep in mind. So all of these, you need them. I won't be taking one at a time and doing, like, I won't do it like that, because this is not a, that's the other class, Mulasita Saralava, spoken English class, where the students who find it really difficult to understand English, the ones who would like to start from the very beginning, y'all can join that. But here, I think like when I spoke to you, even like when I was reading your text, I understood that y'all can speak English up to a certain extent, but there were small grammatical errors. That is fine. As long as you are trying to improve, that is totally fine. When you keep trying, when you keep practicing, I can identify your weaknesses, so I can help you according to that. So some of the students actually have asked, Miss, what තේරෙනවද මං type කරද්දි මොන හරි grammatical errors තියෙනවද කියලා. And one more thing, y'all can speak to me in Sinhala as well. Okay, I'm a Sri Lankan. I can speak both the languages really well. So don't worry on that. Some students were worried that if the class is totally conducted in English, I might not understand some of the things, right? Don't worry about that. If you can't understand, I will be explaining that in Sinhala. But mostly the class is conducted in English, otherwise it's no use, right? Because if you feel like this is a Sinhala class, then I don't have to do it now. This is an advanced spoken English class for professionals. So of course, try to speak in English as much as possible. But if you feel like this is not comfortable enough, you can still ask your questions in Sinhala, right? This is your class. So you can use either language to ask questions. No issue. And also, even after the class, if you still have any questions, you can contact me directly and get the clarifications. And also, I give you the chance to, sometimes I share these activities for you. So even after the session, you have 1 week until we meet again. During that week, I will be, allocating some work for you to do, some revision for you to do, some things that you can, go through even on your own. So that is really important. If you can know, normally what I say is, if you want to improve your fluency or the language skills, you have to at least allocate 30 minutes a day. That commitment you should make. So definitely, if you need to see some improvement, you have to be dedicated and committed for the anything. I mean, not only for the language, for anything that you do, you need to be, right? Dedication and commitment are utmost important, right? Actually, the most important part of this language or anything is that. So if you can allocate at least that much, I can guarantee you that after these, after this duration 2.5 months, you will be actually feeling that difference where you started and where are you now. So I will be helping you out throughout this course, and you can contact me at any time and ask your question, get the clarification. I'll always help you out. And also one more thing. Now, normally this particular thing. Okay, let me show you one. So this is one session that I'm actually going to do with you. Advanced phrases for confident English conversations. Now, normally, when we talk about like everything is a conversation, right? When you start speaking with someone or else a group of people, it becomes a conversation. But there are exact specific parts of the conversation. How do we interrupt? Like now, let's just imagine someone is speaking in front of you and just you come across a question, you just feel like you are very anxious, you need to ask it out right now. So then you can't just go and ask that question. You have to formally, politely interrupt that person's story and then ask your conversation, like question, sorry. So then how exactly do you do that? So I'll just take you through some of this. If you want to interrupt someone, what sort of phrases can we use? Now, in this case, I have again categorized it into the most basic one. What are the complex ones? What are the informal speech, formal, and also politeness? All of these. So if it is a very friendly conversation, you can just, just say, sorry, excuse me, I have this question, right? May I please know this? Like that, you can just ask. But if you feel like this is, something much more complex, or else if you feel like you need to be a little more formal, you could say, sorry for interrupting. I just needed to share something with you. Sorry to interrupt, but I've got something to say. So like that, there are different other ways to ask the same question in English. How do we do it politely? How do we do it formally? How do we do it informally? And what is the most basic? What is the most easiest one? All of these are included. Now, in this particular case, you might be wondering, why have I put 12 and 13? These like more or less look the same. But there are differences in this, right? So now normally when we say sorry to interrupt, that is probably used when you are speaking directly to the person that you are interrupting, right? If you are directly talking to that person, then you could say sorry to interrupt. But let's just imagine you are just stepping into a room full of people already talking, something like you are entering a conference room or a meeting room, then you have to say sorry for interrupting. So there's just just an ing which is more in this particular sentence, but the usage is totally different. If you are directly speaking to the person, it is sorry to interrupt. But if you are stepping into a room full of people who are already talking, and if you need to interrupt that whole group, you have to say, sorry for interrupting. I just needed to share something with you. Like that. And if you need to sound even more formal, now this is politeness. If you talk about formality, you could say, sorry, may I interrupt you for just a moment? If I may interrupt you for a minute. So just like that, I will be giving you options. How do you do it in a very, very polite manner? How do you do it in a more formal manner? How do we do it in a friendly manner? Right? The basic sentences, complex ones, everything I will be teaching you. So you just have to pick and use the most appropriate one according to the situation that you are facing. So I hope that this, like this procedure and the method is so much easy for you. anyone who could, like, y'all can adapt into this structure, because I will be taking you through an easy route, right? So, and once again, let me remind, I have always, categorized it. Now, when you need to ask for other people's opinions, what sort of questions can you ask, right? We'll start with the basic one, and we will, go through all of those stuff. Now, and also in English, you have something called open-ended questions, close-ended questions. So if you want a more interesting answer, you could ask something bit more open-ended, not something you could give an answer by yes or no. For yes or no, we say those are close-ended questions. That means not broad enough, right? After giving a yes or a no, then that's the end. But if you ask an open-ended question, you can get much more interesting answers about someone's opinion. So just like that, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. I'm interested to hear your opinion about this, right? How do you feel about it? So just like that, there are many ways to ask the same question, but you have to be familiar, and also you can choose from whichever one you feel more comfortable with. Because I'm giving you many options. And also, according to the person that you are talking to, according to the situation that you are facing, and also the location also matters. So that I will be teaching you when you enroll into the course. But today I'm just giving you a brief introduction, right? And also, this is another interesting part. Now, when y'all start speaking, some of y'all go off topic. So when you feel like you have gone off topic, how do you come back on track? This is one such interesting thing. Now, especially this happens when you like maybe conduct something where you have to speak a lot. You, let's just say now you were supposed to deliver something, a speech or something on corona, COVID-19 pandemic. So you are supposed to talk about the medical or the that part of it, not about politics. But after all of that, you were slowly, deviated, distracted, and you go on speaking about the political part of it, which is actually not needed. When you feel like you have gone off topic, how do you come back on track? These phrases will be very much useful for y'all if you have faced this situation. At least once in your life, you have done this. I mean, keep your professional life aside. Even in your personal life, when you discuss certain things with your friends, with your relatives, or anyone, at least once in your life, you might have gone through. So maybe next time when you do this, you can keep these phrases in mind. This happens when you are too excited, or else when you get distracted. So then when you were supposed to talk about A, let's just imagine, and you were distracted and you start talking about B. So that is telling a totally different story, which is not actually needed. So you can use, so anyway, getting back to my story, or else as I was saying, or else you could say, oh, where was I? Yes, about the COVID-19 pandemic. So like that, you can slowly deviate and come to the initial position where you lost everything, right? When you have gone off topic. So just like that, there are very easy tricks and tips that you can follow up. And as professionals, you might find it really important. Unlike other people, you have to deal with the language, 24/7. Right now, these days, some of y'all are working from home. So all the time you have to compose emails. And I know, as I'm working with undergraduates, postgraduates, professionals, all sorts of people. So they have faced this difficulty mostly with this email writing. Emails are much more easier because you don't have to physically talk with someone. You just have to draft it. But even so, when someone reads and someone come across your grammatical errors, it doesn't look it does not look good on your personality and your career. And some of you, I know y'all are holding many high positions in Sri Lanka, some of y'all, right? So always this language sort of shows out. If you can't handle the language in a good manner, it is some sort of a drawback. Even though how much qualified you are, if you do not have that personality or else that confidence to handle the language properly, that is one drawback. And I know most of you all have lost jobs, right? You have lost the chance to get your promotion because of this language barrier. So I actually am more than happy if you can, join with me. And, this is actually a good opportunity for you to improve your language skills. And as I have mentioned already, I think you have come across these sort of similar situations in your life already. So if you feel like this is the best option, yes, you can join the class, you can pay the course fee and continue the session from next week onwards. And also, if you have any further questions about the course, you can still ask. I'm happy to help you out with that. Any further questions you could ask. So just like that, now in this particular lesson, I will be going like talking about several, I think 7 topics where you can go with 50, more than 50 advanced phrases for confident English conversations. So that means I will be taking you through specific situations, right? How do you give your opinion without hurting other person's, feelings sort of. Now, always your conversations end up as arguments because you do not how to convey your message clearly. And also when you disagree with someone, when you agree with someone, and sometimes this happen, you think that you understood what that person said, but you just need to double check what that person said. සමහරවිට අපි හිතනවා හරි එයා කියප එක මට තේරුණා. but මට ඒක ආපහු double check කරගන්න ඕනේ. මෙයා මේකමද මගෙන් ඇහුවේ. Normally in a language, especially in a foreign language, if you act like you understood, but internally you did not understand, you will end up giving the wrong answer. So to avoid that kind of situation, that kind of, awkward situations, you can always stay a step ahead by doing this, double checking what you heard. Sometimes you mishear, right? You could say, sorry, I misheard. Can you please tell that again? These are very simple questions, actually tactics that you can use. So normally, this is a really important expression, of course. When you are answering someone else's question, you can just do a little check to make sure you are answering it accurately, correctly, right? So if you did not quite hear the question perfectly, you could say one of these. So what are you asking? What you are asking is, and then you can repeat what you heard. Repeat karanda. So maybe when you were listening to the conversation, you might have lost the words somewhere else. So then you are not sure about the question. Because you have not gotten it, right? You have not understood it properly. So this is just a way of double checking. And once you do this, that person will repeat the question in some other way. So then you can clearly understand, okay, like that. So you can then understand this is what this person has told me. Now I can give the correct answer. So always, one more thing that I'd like to remind, some of you all are very afraid to, accept that you did not understand. You pretend that you understood the question. Actually, languages, especially foreign languages, these are just means of communication. So you don't have to be ashamed of not knowing stuff. So always when you come across a new word, don't be afraid or don't be ashamed. You can just ask, what do you mean? What does that mean? I'd like to know more. So this language is, we call, you have to live with the language, because always, almost every day, you can learn something new. And you don't have to be afraid or ashamed of that, because this is something that you will learn up until the day that you die. So language is something like that. And I advise my students always, in my classes, I always give you additional words. So I always advise them to maintain a small notebook where you can note all the important stuff down, right? So once you all start the course from next week onwards, you all can also do that. Some of you all actually texted me asking what are the material needed, what should I buy, on all of that. So, sorry, okay. I will answer the questions on the Zoom chat in a minute. Give me some time. So, yes, I totally forgot about what I was going to say. Anyway, so okay. Interested in joining the class. Okay, this is Chami, right? Saturdays. Okay, give me a moment. Weekdays. Yeah. So I have another class on Saturday. Can you please contact me personally so that I can share you the details of the program? I think you have the number, right? So you can get it from the poster. So if you can, please contact me personally so that I can give you the schedule, right? Yeah, so the students who have issues with weekdays, you can contact me. But anyway, for this time around, I just have this slot free, but I'll try to add you into an ongoing class where you can still continue the 10 weeks. Okay. So just like that. Other students also, if you have any questions, you can send them on the Zoom chat. Sorry, I did not hear I did not see this earlier. Yes, I have a signal problem. Yes, no issue. I will be sharing the recording of today's session also. So the students who are experiencing internet connection issues or signal drops and all that, don't worry. You will not be missing any part of today's session because this is an open session. Everybody can join, and I'm just giving you an outline of the course. So yes, I will be sharing the recording of today's session on YouTube and in the group as well. So you can still go through this. Okay, yes, if you have any other questions, you can send them on the Zoom chat. Okay, so I was talking about this vocabulary, the new words that you learn, right? So in my class, I will be anyway doing activities with you where you can learn a lot of new words. And I advise my students to maintain a small notebook where they can note everything down, like the new words that they learn apart from the lessons that we are discussing. Okay. And yes. And when you need to change the topic, what sort of stuff can you use? Now, why, like, what are the situations in which you want to change the topic? It could be for several different reasons, right? So sometimes you have run out of things to talk about the topic, or else you feel like very awkward or very boring to talk about the same thing. So then when you have to change the topic, you can use certain phrases, right? That reminds me of my graduation, which is supposed to happen next year. So then like that, you can totally deviate from the initial topic that you started. Speaking of that, speaking about that, so like that. And one more thing I have noticed, you don't know how to connect ideas. So especially in English language, we have something called the linking words, conjunctions, relative clauses and all that, where you can use them to connect two ideas. So it could be dependent, independent, or whatever. Now, most of y'all don't have this flow. How do we continue the flow when you speak? So for those also, I will be doing separate lessons. All grammar will be covered. So grammar per se, what do you want by grammar? So this is actually not a grammar class. This is a spoken English class. But anyway, if you need help with grammar, I will be doing that. So mostly speaking about grammar, I will be doing one session on a detailed review on the 12 tenses, 4 conditionals, modal verbs, and passive voice. So apart from that, if you need any further assistance, and one more thing, now when you link two ideas, what sort of connecting words, linking words can we use? Those are done. So yes, I think it's Prasanna. If you have any questions, like if you what you expect, you can drop me a text. I will reply to that. And also y'all can contact me on my number it's displayed in the poster, so you can contact me on that as well. Even after today's session, if you still have any further questions, you can ask. Okay, right. So now in this part, I have actually categorized it. I think it is categorized into 6 or 7. So accordingly, we'll be covering such phrases as well. And one more thing, conversations. So most of your ask whether you get this relative clauses in 12 days. Yes, of course, I have done this before. So 12, not actually, we are meeting 10. Okay, this is a 2.5. So it is enough. Yeah, no issue. Because I have done this before. You have more than enough time to cover all of that. So if you are worried about time, don't worry about that, because this is not my first time doing this. I have done this course many times with many students. So yeah, no issue. Okay. Yeah, 10 days, is it? Okay. So if you have any further questions, you can ask me. Anything else that you need to know? Yeah, some of y'all have personally requested a lesson on email writing, so that I have picked up. And normally these time expressions, now mostly you do not know how to use these time expressions. Velavata mava, velavata kalingava, onna menna thiyalava, like that. Now in Sinhala also you have such phrases. So we'll be doing one session on that. And especially these day-to-day conversations, in daily use English conversations, what sort of sentences that you need. Especially now, when you need to leave the conversation, what sort of phrases would you want to know? And one more thing that I'll be doing, how exactly do you do this self-introduction part? Especially at a job interview, you have to talk about your educational qualifications, your past experiences, right? All of that. So how exactly do you put that out? So no matter how qualified you are, if you do not know how to present it, then again that's the issue. So always, in almost all these situations, your language barrier comes as an issue. So that's why I think this course will be really important for you. And this is actually, conducted as sort of a crash course. I won't be dragging this out for 6 months, unlike in other courses. So you can get everything that you need in a short period of time. And also you have 1 week after week. So you can practice during that week. And also I'll be giving you out certain activities. Now, some of you all still have issues with grammar. So the students who have issues with grammar, I will be giving you activities to do during that week. So you can practice those, and I will be attaching the answers as well. So if you still do not understand, you can contact me personally, or else in the class itself, I can explain that as an additional thing. And yes, conversations. Yes, we are doing conversations. We are conducting that as well. Okay, grammar lessons. Yes. So one more thing, y'all can actually request. So after considering your requests and recommendations, I will be, going through all of that. So if I feel like this lesson is important for all the students in my class, then I will be doing it as a normal session. So I can see some of you all have requested certain lessons, especially on this grammar and all that. So after, you can always send your requests and recommendations. I'm always open for that. I will be considering all of that, and then I will talk to you also. These are the recommendations from the students. And if you, like, every one of you agrees that, yes, this is important for us, then yes, I can do that as a normal lesson during the course. Apart from that, do you have any other questions? Yeah, you can send your questions on the Zoom chat, or else if you need to personally contact me, you can talk to me on the WhatsApp number, or else the direct lines are also there. Anything else? Yeah, so this is one of the conversations that I'm actually looking forward to do with you. Conversation about a job interview. Now this is actually this is his first the first applicant to be interviewed. So these are just random names. These are not real ones, but I'm just giving you that surrounding the atmosphere. So I will be giving you characters where you have to be the applicant and one will be the person who is interviewing. So just like that, this will be a really interactive session. I mean, all the 12, all the 10 sessions that we conduct in this particular course are always very live, very interactive. So you can actively participate in this program. So you can always speak, and more you speak, I can identify your weaknesses, and also you can like just like I told you earlier, I will be allocating some work for you every week. So you can do that and you can send them on WhatsApp. I will be checking them. So like even though we are conducting the class only on Tuesdays, I will be like continuously being in contact with you throughout the week. So anyway, if you need any help or recheck, revise anything, you can totally contact me at any time. So do you all have any further questions on this? Anything that any clarification? Any doubts? Anything? Academic and general. So what exactly do you look forward to? I will be considering those as well. So especially we will be looking at phrases which is actually necessary for you to communicate, right? And not just the phrase, not just the word. I will be giving you example sentences, and also I will be teaching you how to use this phrase in a real life situation. So that's why I told you we will be taking particular situations, right? Anything else? Official letters? Yeah, so I will look into that, because here mainly we are focusing on the spoken part, but I feel like 1 or 2 sessions we can do, we can look into the writing part also, because I can see most of you all are requesting about this email writing, letter writing, and what else? Yeah, so we can look into that as well, no issue. And some of you all have asked for individual classes. I'm conducting individual classes, but then you have to contact me personally on that. And some of you all have asked for writing classes, so for academic writing and all that. That also I conduct, but again you have to contact me personally. In this particular session, I'm only giving you out information about the course that I'm conducting for group classes, for groups. So if you request individual classes or writing classes that you are interested in, you can text me on WhatsApp. You can contact me on the number and get more details on that. Yes, if you don't have any other questions, I can end the session at that. And we will be meeting again next week, same time. So if you have any further questions, you can send them now. Okay, so I'm getting many comments on this grammar. Okay, another suggestion, start writing separate class, they are ready to pay. I can bring that as a suggestion. So some of them are requesting now. Okay. So this is a spoken English class. So if you all need a separate class for writing, I can allocate that as well. But I have to talk about this with all the students. I have done this with some other groups, but this is the new one. So if you're like, if all the students who have enrolled, if you feel like you need a separate class for writing, even as a group class, I have to talk with all the students and then I want a separate class for writing. Okay. So 2 students have requested. So if there are more than that, I can actually put another class for that as well. Arrange another one. but then you have to talk to me. I mean, at least drop me a text on WhatsApp so that I can get a good head count on that. Yes, 3 students have put up until now. So if there are more, I can actually allocate another day for writing and then do that separately. Anyone else? Okay. Anything else that you need to know? Apart from your suggestions, yes, I will look into that. And also the students who are interested in these writing classes, you can drop me a text on WhatsApp so that I can note down your names and get a good head count so I can allocate time for that. Apart from that, any questions about the current course? We are talking about the advanced spoken English class for professionals. About that? If you have any questions about that, you can ask. No issues. So I hope you have got a good, clear idea about the course and what we are going to do here. And apart from what I have mentioned, if you have anything in your mind, if you feel like this also should be included, if that is your personal request, you can always talk to me about that as well. I will be open up, like I will be open for those requests and recommendations. So I will be considering all of that. I will talk to you, and if everybody agrees upon that, I can actually do that in the course itself, during the course itself. Okay, so those are the most important points that I wanted to talk today. So apart from that, if you still have any questions, you can contact me on this number, and the Mobitel number is actually mentioned in the text. Yeah, any other questions? Yes, we are doing that. So that's why what I taught these hospitals, restaurants. Now, normally conversation at a hospital, conversation at a restaurant. How do you order food, right? How do you deal with the problems that you face at a restaurant? Yes, good point. I'm doing those conversations as well. That's why I told you we are taking particular situations and accordingly. Now, if you take a situation as in like a restaurant conversation, you have to talk to the waiter or the waitress or maybe the manager. If you deal with how to deal with problems at a restaurant, so there are specific phrases that you have to keep in mind, and the tone of your voice. Do you have to sound, aggressive? Don't be aggressive. Sound at try to always be fine, kind enough, but there are certain tones that you need to practice. How to be formal, how to be informal, how to sound polite. So all of that, yes. Another good suggestion, I have already added that into the course. So that's why I already mentioned we will be taking exact specific situations, and yeah, role plays are done. So you will be acting as the customer. So we will be doing both the sides. So yes, we can do that as well. How to proper way for interview? What is how to face a job? Yeah, job interview. Yes, we are doing that as well. Now, that's why now normally when we do this self introduction part, I will be focusing on this job interview. So how exactly do you talk about your qualifications? What sort of questions would they ask at a job interview? How do you, without any grammatical errors and all that, how do you answer that? Uh, okay, your speaking way is very attractive, very good. We need to get small from you. Okay, last part is not clear, but anyway, I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. In IELTS, right? We need some interviews. Please go through that kind of spoken parts. Yeah. So I will try to cover all of that during these 10 weeks that we are meeting. If you have any further requests, you can send them. Yes, I think this request or the recommendations that you have put forward right now, I have already included those in the course itself. So apart from what we have included, if you have any other things, promotion interviews. Yeah. So normally that is also possible. You are already in a position, so you are looking forward to get promoted. So that means you are going to get a huge load of responsibility. So you have to speak accordingly, right? Yes, we can do that as well. Any other recommendation? So anything that you need to sort of, anything that you are expecting out of it? Yes. Yeah, and also you have to be very comfortable. You don't have to be afraid or ashamed of the way you are speaking. And sometimes some students are very much interested in the accent. So what I normally give you as an advice is get used to any accent that you like. But the first thing is you have to be very free when you speak the language, right? So some students are speaking in a very slow pace and sometimes very quietly, thinking that then I won't be able to catch up the weaknesses, and the other students or the other people would not you know see the weaknesses in me. But that is actually not good. You have to be confident enough with your words. If you are speaking, you have to do it properly. And some students are more like fast and actually more than needed, so that is also not good. You have to have that normal pace when you speak the language. Okay, so accents can be taken in. You can if you need the Australian accent, American, British, you can get that easily. But the most important part is you have to know what you are speaking. How do you maintain the flow, fluency, the new words? And most of the time, even if you know a huge lot of words, if you still do not know how to use it properly in a conversation or anywhere you speak, then again it's not worth. So in my class, I normally, when I teach you a new word, I will be always giving you example sentences and how exactly do you use this phrase or word in a real life situation. So that is what I am doing here. And I have noticed that almost in all the groups, they have, got into the pattern and they know how to do it on their own. So even after the course, they know how to continue that habit. So when they find a new word, how do we use them? They still contact me even after the completion of the course. Some students actually contact me even afterwards to get some help and all that. So yes, anything else that you need to know? So yeah, from next week onwards, we will be starting the classes, the live classes where you can speak. So sorry about that. Now today it's an open session, so like students are joining on and off into the Zoom meeting. So from next week onwards, I will be giving you the chance to speak freely in the live session. Okay, so I don't see any other questions in the Zoom chat. If you have anything else to say, you can contact me directly. So thank you so much everyone for joining today's introductory session. So I'm looking forward to see all of you next week when we start our live sessions. If you have any further questions, please contact me on the number given in the screen. Okay, then I'll see every one of you next week. Good night and stay safe, everyone. Okay, thank you for joining.